Oh, okay. Now it's working. Don't mind me, just having audio issues as the result of a Windows update, I believe. Whenever this happens, OBS decides that all of my audio settings are terrible and need to be reset. It is not my fault. It is Windows' fault. It is Bill Gates' fault. Anyway, welcome to Spirit Island Sundays, where we play Spirit Island on Sunday. Candelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Candelabra Games on Twitch or Candelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, or pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, ANZN, Spirit Island, Horizons of Spirit Island, and Sentinels of Earth Prime are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy is in active development. You can find more information on those games at Handelabra.com. Hello, Nameless Inversion. So, we are here to play Spirit Island, and it is just me again. Seamus has been having some health issues, so I'll be by myself. But what am I gonna do today? I think I do the usual quick play 8 to 10 difficulty. Should I do 3 players, 4 players, 2 players, 1 player? I never really do solo Spirit. Solo Spirit is kind of a whole different game. Let's do 3. And then 8 to 10. Ah! Fun fact, if you click out of the window, you leave the game. Alright, we're fighting England 5. And that's it. It's just England 5. But we have Sharp Fangs. Not Sharp Fangs. Not Sharp Fangs. Devouring Teeth. Which is basically Sharp Fangs, right? And we have Thunder Speaker and we have Keeper. So England 5. So the additional loss condition, if 7 or more not explorers, buildings are ever in a single land, the invaders win. Stage 2 escalation on each board with buildings. Build in the land with the most buildings. Invader build actions affect lands without invaders if they're adjacent to at least 2 buildings before the build action. During setup on each board, add a city to land number 1 and a town to land number 2. Immigration is placed. It will remain out the entire game. Invaders take this build action each invader phase before ravaging. Cards slide left from ravage to it and from it to the discard pile. And buildings have +1 health. And the fear card distribution is 4, 5, 5, which is a lot of fear cards, but there are also way more buildings in this game, so we have more opportunities at fear. And they're starting in the jungle. Well, the good news is they're not exploring H5. The bad news is they're still building H5. This is Devouring Teeth. Yep. Your damage dealing powers do +1 damage, which is good because buildings have +1 health. Unfortunately, this does mean that this does not kill towns anymore. At least at the first innate. But we can have +3 damage to some other spirit, which is cool. 3 damage to a town kills a town. That's cool. Alright. And then, of course, the usual Thunder Speaker. Presence may move with Dahan, but after placing Blight from a Ravage for each Dahan that died, destroy one of my presence within range 1. And Keeper, anytime I create a sacred site, push all Dahan from that land. Dahan events never move Dahan to my sacred sites, but powers may do so. I wonder if this was originally, like, Dahan events and powers never moved Dahan, and it got, like, changed in playtesting. I wonder. Alright, so of the lands where builds may not occur, B8 is one of them. G7 is one of them, but not G6. So if we can prevent those builds, that would actually give us maybe not that much progress, but they are preventable builds. And preventing builds against England can be pretty good. as once they start getting buildings in the inner lands, it's pretty hard to prevent builds later on. At least I find that I have easier games against England if I try to isolate the inner land as fast as possible. But that's not always possible. So like Thunder Speaker, we could do like a sudden ambush to kill the guy in B8 and it stops the build there. What about G7? Do you have fast damage? No. Devouring Teeth does not. So what's a guy to do? We could try to get a power that stops G7. Keeper generally gets powers. Thunder Speaker only gets powers on the reclaim. What about Devouring Teeth? What do we tend to do with you? And by we, I mean me. 2 card plays on turn 1 and maybe find a free power. Do we need to place presence at bigger range? A lot of these things are range 0. We could gather the town that builds in G7, I suppose. The problem is if we let them build that town, then when it comes to high immigration, they will build there again. Or, well... Wait, actually no neighboring towns here? Huh, there isn't. Oh no, sorry, G8. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's so far away. If they build the town, we gather it to like G5. Then there'll be 2 neighboring towns, so they will do the high immigration build in G7. I'm not even thinking about the Ravage before that, but the high immigration build would happen. So preventing that build can help. Although the high immigration build might still happen because they're going to build in like a wetlands or a sands or something, so... I don't know, but anything we can try to do to prevent the inner towns helps a lot. What about like Ravages that we could defend theoretically? They're building H5, which is blighted, and Keeper's in there, so like finding a means of stopping that could be good. At the same time, we could just remove the blight that's in there, and then when it does Ravage, it's not as bad. B4 is a problem. Can I get Lead the Furious? No, if I do sudden ambush, I don't have the sun for Lead the Furious. And I will barely have enough energy to play sudden ambush and manifestations. It would unlock Gather the Warriors. And that would gather 2. So I could gather 2 into there with 2 presence, and that would deal 4 damage, which will kill the town with extra health. So there, that works. If I were to do sudden ambush and manifestations, that would work, and I would have Words of Warning and Voice of Thunder for next turn. Do I have a good Words of Warning spot for next turn? I'm placing presence at range 1, not really. I guess I could do the second growth option next turn. I will not have energy on my reclaim turn, but I would have better range to potentially lands with Dahan. So like if they do build G7, I could defend that with Words of Warning next turn, and that would be defended. That's range 2, but I could hit that with the middle growth option next turn. Just trying to think whether Devouring Teeth wants this power card or not. Let's give it to Keeper. Keeper generally takes it, and then as soon as I click this, it's going to be all fire animal cards, and I should have... Oh no, they're not. Okay. That is acceptable. They're not really plants, which is unfortunate. They aren't really... I mean, I guess this would have been a good Thunder Speaker card for elements. Maybe not too much so. Air and sun is really the main thing. Sun and animal. But we're a Keeper. Encompassing Ward would defend H5 next turn. Promises of Protection goes with Thunder Speaker. Could do it into H1. Gather 2 Dahan. There'd be 3 in there. With a town at 6 damage, but with +2 health, only 1 dies. There'd be 2 Dahan left. That would kill the city. If we do want Suns to unlock the pushing. I'm doing regrow. I don't have enough Suns, even with 2 card plays. Encompassing Ward would defend H5. Scour the Land destroys towns. Pretty good. Very good. Adds blight, but still destroys towns. Could be good. Stops the loss condition most easily. I'm gonna take Encompassing Ward for next turn, I think. Actually, before I do that, before I commit to that, let's think about Devouring Teeth. I kind of just want to gain a power card to see what it is. The question, though, is am I planning on playing, like, a 2 energy card this turn or not? Defend 9 is absolutely not. Damage to explorers, towns only. I mean, if I were to grow into G7, I could do Ferocious Rampage. I guess I don't technically have to grow there because I can gather my presence into there just with that power. And then that would be enough damage to kill the city, or sorry, kill the town. And then the Dahan would kill the Explorer and the Ravage pending the event and all that jazz. If I'm playing this, then I have to pick a power card that's free to accompany it if I'm gaining a power card. Otherwise, I gain energy and I can play something else. We need the +3 damage this turn. Doesn't seem like it because we're doing enough damage to kill the things in B4 with Manifestation. So it would just be Gather and Explorer Town, which wouldn't do that much against, like, G6. Unless I were to gather that town. I wouldn't want to gather it into G5 because that would make the immigration build in G7 happen, as we've been discussing. But it wouldn't unlock the damage innate because I wouldn't have 2 fires. This power card kind of sucks for elements. I mean, mainly because it doesn't give sun, or sorry, fire. I guess so is Marked Territory, or not Marked Territory. It is Marked Territory. Marked Territory. My name is Marked Territory. That is my name. Don't wear it. All right, so I guess I could play these 2 powers this turn and save energy for next turn. Kind of wanna, since I can deal damage with my innate, but I can also gather my presence. I don't have to go into like G2 to deal damage or stuff, but I could go into G6 and do the defend there next turn if I'm playing it. Oh, hi, Mark. I did not claim territory. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not claim territory. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Johnny. I'm gonna group stuff in G2, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Encompassing Ward for next turn. Presence can only go into H5. I was just thinking I can't do this presence, but it's this one that can't be land with blight. This is only lands with wilds where my presence So I can still do that. But sun or 2 cards? Probably just the sun so I can do double growth next turn. I mean, I want to remove this blight, but I guess I don't need to. Let's do Puna Growing Power for power cards. Can give it to Devouring Teeth. Or Thunder Speaker. And then I could actually do 3 cards if I did that next turn. I'm going to end up there anyway. Okay. Suddenly ambushing. I want to get the Singleton away from the city. I hate sands. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Alright, Devouring Teeth gets cards with middle growth option. Thunder Speaker only gets it on the reclaim turn, so I could potentially get to 3 card plays next turn and play all 3 cards. I'm not sure if that's, like, great, because then my reclaim turn sucks, because I only have 1 energy, and, like... So if this is a free power... I guess actually I get +1 energy when I do this. I'm gonna give it the Thunder Speaker still. Thunder Speaker gains a minor. Call Dahan Ways. I don't really have moons. I would really want a free power, really. Capitalize on energy ultimately on the reclaim turn. That would be Land of Haunts and Embers. How bad would that be? I mean, it's fine elements. It's fire and air. Is there places that I could do things with it? It doesn't really, like, prevent builds, per se, because, like, pushing a town to a neighboring land doesn't prevent the build in that land. But I could use it, like, to try to stop building adjacencies, maybe. It's unlikely, though. I kind of just want to take this to add Dahan. So let's do that and worry about energy later. Okay. Alright. Gather. And then damage. That was not correct. Oh wait, no, it was correct because I'm an idiot. +1 damage, it was 4 damage. It kills towns and explorer. All right, it was correct. Okay, I forgot my own rule. So when I was like, hey, this 3 damage is good, so it only kills the town. That was wrong. It was very wrong. All right, let's get this town out. Push an explorer from target land per 2 suns if there are no explorers at a wilds. Well, only here. Want to grow into H2? I can get a sacred site here and then get all the Dahan in H1. We didn't get the defend, or we didn't get that, take the one for Dahan F plus health. I mean, like, maybe it gets rid of the Singleton in H1. Maybe I can do something with that. At the very least, there's no neighboring Thunder Speaker presence, so the Dahan's death wouldn't be terrible. Alright, so you're going to be going to this growth. So let's see what that power card is. Scar Stretches! Absorb Corruption! They're pretty good. This one's not really as good for elements. This one gives the plant, which is... Like, the first plant is great, because now you can place Wildstone. But you do get a plant here eventually, and then after that, plant's a little less good. Although that said, once you do have the innate plant, then you always gather and pay energy to remove a blight. I mean, it says may, but I mean, you always have that option. Slow power as if we're fast, and plus range for coastal lands. You know, I think if I were to do Sky Stretches, I can combo that with Words of Warning to defend each one. The Han will deal damage simultaneously, so the defend would not be enough for each one, but the Dahan would kill things. Not enough. This is 8 health of invaders, actually, and I'm pushing 2 Dahan in there with a Sacred Sight if I do that. Who's the spirit on the top left? That is Devouring Teeth lurk underfoot from Horizons of Spirit Island. Special rule is that damage dealing powers do +1 damage, and gets a lot of animals, fires, and earth on the tracks, and the innate deals damage. Gathers presence, deals, generates fear, all that jazz. Alright, well, speaking of which, you're going to be gaining a power. Let's go ahead and do that. This has fires and animals, but not earths. This is animals, but no fires or earths. And then the others don't. So is it this? I mean, generally you want the one that deals damage, but none of those deal damage. Enticing Splendor? Does that do anything? This build is happening because of G2. This build is happening because of G2. This build may not happen, but I don't have range to gather that guy. Also possible I could take a slow power and make it fast. Although it's probably Thunder Speaker that's getting it for the plus range, but we would have these being fast. I guess I could call Dahan Wei's H1. Fast. Turn the Explorer into a Dahan, and then with the 4 Dahan in there, that's enough to kill both buildings. Still blights. Still loses 2 Dahan. I was just thinking, what if I did Gold Allure fast? But I can't do that because I can't take both of these. Powering Wrath Burst? Probably not. Yeah, I can't prevent the G5 build, which does mean that the high immigration affects G7. And I can't prevent the G3 build, so high immigration affects B8. So, that kind of sucks. Although if I take Enticing Splendor, and I use it next turn, I can gather the town out of G3, and that means B8 doesn't build. Or I can gather out of G5 and then G7 doesn't build. Although I could also probably end up dealing enough damage to kill things. I think this guy Stretch's plan makes decent sense. This is the only one that gives me real, like, meaningful elements. Am I dealing damage this turn? I don't think so. Either are any of these two guys dealing damage. I don't think so, so I'm gonna click the defend 9 power this turn. Though I don't have a spot for it. Presence is at range 1. Like, if I click this one, then I can hit the innate for damage, but it's only 2 damage, and it's not gonna kill a town, so maybe I don't worry about that. I could just play 1 card. Save cards for next turn or something. Also gathers Dahan, which could be meaningful for a Ravage. I guess it does combo with this because I could defend, which pushes Dahan out, and then I can gather the Dahan, and then they would retaliate. If I click this, then I'm playing 0 cards this turn. Awkward. I have no fires on Thunder Speaker this turn, which means that I'm not leading the Furious. I played Sudden Ambush is the only fire card you start with? That's weird. Maybe I should have focused on fire. I don't remember if I even had fire cards in my selections. I had Land of Haunts and Numbers. Oh well. I kind of like the idea of trying to do a defend with Enticing Splendor. The problem is that it does counter the idea of gathering a town to prevent the high immigration build. I'm gonna click it though. It's the only card I feel like has utility. Let's go card plays. Get to the earth so I can deal damage more reliably. This is range 1. But am I actually gonna do these cards? I don't know. And then I play those. I wish I was playing more. But I can't. Land without blight. I guess I could do Sacrosanct into H6 to push Dahan into H1 instead of making a Sacred Site here. The problem is I don't have this innate. Well, I do, but I don't have the wilds part. So I'm not actually going to be able to place presence other than in my own lands, which makes a triple stack. And the problem with triple stacks, there isn't really a problem, it just feels inefficient. The problem is largely that I'm still stuck playing these 2 powers unless I don't defend H5. If I'm not defending H5, I don't have a solution for it otherwise. Like, this deals damage, but only in H6, and that has nothing in there. So, like, plus damage doesn't work. Defend doesn't work at that range, and I can't gather the town out. And I don't have range. I could have put presence in H4 to gather this town, I guess, but I'm not doing that. Other option is I sky stretch myself to do like powering Wrath fast, but then like I don't have the energy for double presence next turn. If I don't do sky stretches, then H1 is like screwed. Obviously I didn't have to put the Dahan in there. I could have put an H5 to kill the town in there. Because this is just a singleton, right? So if I rewind to this... I could still put... Yeah, still do this to defend H5 with Dahan. Provide the defend, and then I can play a plant card. Oh, but I took off the wrong presence. I'd like a plant card, preferably one that costs 1 energy, and that's the one. So now I can put wilds down, and so I can grow and double grow and all that jazz. So H1 just, there's one Dahan in there and it dies, and that's tragic. We don't kill the buildings in there, which is also tragic. But it does mean I don't need to like play Words of Warning on Thunder Speaker this turn. Because I don't really have a spot for it. So I'm playing Voice of Thunder and Call of the Dahan Ways. In which case I could just take more energy. Basically reclaiming next turn. And this is range 1. We'll be defending probably H8 or something. I would like to have range to H8, I suppose. I don't want to grow too close to H1, but that's not too close to H1. Speaking of which, these are boards G and H, guys. These are Horizons boards. E and F are not... Well, F is in. E and F are Jagged Earth. FGH are Horizons. And these are the Horizons exclusive boards. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna grow there. I probably would have preferred to be in a land with Dahan. Not really too many good choices though. Like B7 is like a land with Dahan that has better range to board G. I guess that's okay. Still haven't decided what we're doing here with Devouring Teeth. We don't have damage still. Do I want to play cards just to unlock my innate? Unfortunately, that doesn't do it. I guess I didn't have to take that presence. I could have taken this one. Still don't have a good gift. So it kind of sucks. I'm basically just doing that for damage, and that doesn't do enough to really do anything meaningful. I'm gonna stop trying that. I think I just don't play cards. I think I just don't play cards. I'm gonna take off card place track so I can have that fire next turn. Just don't play cards. On each board, add a town to a land with explorer town. On each board, add disease to the sands or mountains with the most buildings. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan amongst all its lands gains +1 energy. Okay. Disease to the sands or mountains with the most buildings. I'm tempted to click G2, but that's a pretty strong London. At the same time, this is Devouring Teeth. Keep things centralized, I guess. Centralized. Centralized. Sands or mountains with the most. The city. And then this is just order of operations. Mountains. So here's where things get saucy because jungle builds are happening. If I can get the town out of G5, then G7 doesn't happen. I'm not 100% how the best way of going about doing that. You have gather, by the way. Gather 1, push 1, which is enough for this to kind of go wherever it wants. This build is happening. I can't tell the neighboring lands. Let me go to standard view because this is a non-standard board. By non-standard, I mean it's new. That was not the right button. Also, let's change the playmat just because, like, I can. There. Did that help things? It's kind of a subtle border still. How does this look on 2D? That is a lot less subtle. I also like how fast this drags. 2D it just drags really quickly. 3D classic? Oh, you know what it is? There's physics. Like, this keeps going after I release. But if I do the same thing here... Ah, buttons. If I do the same thing here, it stops. There's no physics. Momentum? Is it momentum the word? There's no momentum, you just stop. That is interesting. I'm not sure if it's a bug or a feature. Alright, well, regrow can only go... Oh, these two lands, actually. And they're both blighted. Do the one that I'm not in that has a lot of stuff in it. That seems smarter. And push an explorer. If there are no explorers, add a wilds. So this build is always happening. This build. Let's see, there's a town there. Yeah, so there's only one neighboring town, but G7 is currently building first, and that would make that build. But... Oh, and also H5 is building. Never mind, there's, yeah, 2 jungles there. Also this one. This is a bit too centralized. That kind of sucks. Basically, just where do I want to grow then? Probably here, because then I can neighbor H2 and Towering Wrath would be really strong. Would be after they ravage, but still. can try to do something to block a build, but there's neighboring things everywhere here, isn't there? Especially the jungles they're building. So just get a Dahan friend there. Can try to get like B5 defended. Although H8 also would like defense. And it's already like populated. Are there any like singletons we can save? And save like G4. Like singletons from the Jeff Dugan event. So called because Jeff Dugan was so worried about it that it's now encroached in my mind. Probably want to stay in B7 because they're building there. And that's the next ravage spot, but can I like do something about H8 meaningfully? You're looking forward to the digitized version of the Despicable Theft. You know, I'm not familiar with that because I've not played Jagged Earth. And that's the problem with me and physical board games when there's a digital version, even if it's like not all the way developed. I don't have the time to sit down and play physical Spirit Island. I could play digital so much more easily. Even though it's not complete right now. I guess the problem is, well, this is not a problem right now. If I go into B3 and I defend B3, I'm like, yay, B3 is defended, and then H8 ravages, and then Dahan die. I guess it'd just be one. But my presence would also be destroyed. One of my presences would be destroyed. Unless I just push these two Dahan into B3 and defend it, because that is a range 1 defend. I don't have to be in B3. To be or not to be? I don't know. I feel like we've lost control of the inner land. And that makes me sad. I'm gonna deal with this singleton. And I'm just gonna Voice of Thunder these guys into H7 so I have range to H8. I guess I could go into B2. Ooh. Ooh, here's a thought. It's only 6 damage though. It's kind of bad damage. But I can probably get these guys into B2 and then it'll be enough damage with Manifestation next turn. There's also these power cards. Let's see what these are. Fire in the sky is great. Perfect elements. Doesn't have animal, but still. I like that. I'm just gonna click that. I would like to. Oh, I have 6 energy. I have a lot of energy. I was gonna say I would like energy, but no. Or 3 cards, but no. I don't need those. Veil gives me a moon to combo with Call of the Dahan Ways. Pushes 3 Dahan, which is really, really good. Call to Migrate gives elements and pushes Dahan to great lengths, which is really great. Cycles of Time and Tide. Adds Dahan, but not really good elements. Despicable Theft is a scenario that adds a fourth type of invader, which are guys trying to loot cultural artifacts from the Dahan. You generate fear for killing them, but when they escape, they are negative fear and sometimes accelerate the invader deck. Ooh, negative fear. I like that. I was thinking about fear as a resource. Well, I mean, fear is a resource, but like a spirit that uses fear differently. Like, I think I might have mentioned it on my last stream. I don't have this, like, fleshed out yet at all. But a spirit that, instead of generating fear, adds tokens to the spirit card that can be spent for various effects. But what would that be? I don't know. And considering that fear is the main way to win the game, that would be a massive, like, overhaul of game mechanics. But the bringer of dreams and nightmares, but fear. Instead of destroying invaders, generate fear. Instead of generating fear, generate explorers. I don't know. There are really good options here. The thing is that I am playing Manifestation this turn for B2 guaranteed. Maybe an animal card so that I can unlock Gather. Call to Migrate is just the easiest way of getting this set up, isn't it? The slight problem is it doesn't give a sun for Town Destroy. Words of Warning would give the sun and the animal. It gives a Defend 3. Although I don't really have a place for that. The spirit that doesn't generate fear and dumps explorers everywhere is so funny. Probably a bonus energy per X fear with X depending on the number of players, similar to Ocean, trading fear for the ability to rush major powers. The thing is, though, that if you can't generate fear, you can't progress the victory condition. So, like, rushing major powers sounds great, but those major powers also don't generate fear. So I think it would have to be some sort of thing that's like, you don't generate fear directly, you generate a resource that you can spend that would generate fear. Like, the special rules that your powers don't generate fear, but at any time you can spend your generated fear tokens to purchase a city destroy or something. The spirit's name is Money Grows on Trees. I am turning fear into a casino. You think that killing things still generates fear, but printed fear on the cards instead goes onto the card of semi-energy. Fair enough. That's a thought. Man, these are really good options. I can see any of these being really good. Except for Gift of Living Energy. That one's not really the greatest. It does give a fire and sun, to be fair. So it does unlock the Furious more easily. So maybe I'm kind of not giving that justice. Let's go over here and gain a power. What if I gain a major to make up for the fact that I didn't actually gain a power? The thought was that I was going to combo Enticing Splendor and Mark Territory to get Dahan into a land after defending it. Problem is this has to be in the land without blight, so this would only be in G3. Whereas G5 is the one that is problematic right now. I could choose to forget one of these innate powers that I had. I mean, this one's not really the most exciting one. It gathers the town into my land, but it's range 0 is what's annoying about it, and it costs 1 energy. I'm gonna gain a major, and you can't stop me. Indomitable Clerm! For each strife or blight in target land, fear and damage. Problem is there's no strife on the board. And there is some blight, but not a lot right now. So it's probably just claim because it speeds things up. Adding presence is always really powerful. Discard minor powers from the deck until you get one that targets a land. Use its text effects on target land immediately, ignoring normal range targeting restrictions. All up to instructions must be used at max value. Treat all ors as ands. Oh boy. Roulette! Well, now I happen to have a Defend 20 card. That's cool. Defend 20 on G1 would be nice for next turn, but I still have to think about like solving G3/G5. I guess I don't need to defend G3. I could let G3 ravage. Then I could just do defend 9 and G5, not with the Dahan gathering. I guess I could do Gift of Furious Might to help solve B2 if needed. It's a Z, so it's not building, so it's 4, 7, 10, 11 health. I currently have 6 damage, plus 3 damage is 9, which is still not enough. Like, I want to pick Call to Migrate, probably, just because that makes the Thunder Speaker presence, like, a suggestion. My presence on the island is now just a suggestion, but kind of feels like Cycles of Time and Tide is slightly better to combo with the +3 damage. I just add 1 Dahan to B2, which makes that 8 damage, plus the 3 is 11, which clears the land. And it unlocks the Town Destroy, which I am not in lands. Actually, no, there will be B8. B8's building. Not that B8's necessarily relevant, but does give a moon, but I'm not playing this turn because I only have 2 plays. I guess I could take Veil. This will unlock the Gather the Warriors. 1 damage to each invader is 3 more damage, which is enough. I'll have dealt 12 damage in B2 without putting more things in there. It doesn't give me Town Destroy, though. So is there an argument for a different card? I could play Fire in the Sky and kind of has the same sort of issues where I don't have the Gather. I can just Strife the City though. And then 6, 7. I will have Town Destroy. And then I probably don't even need Manifestation at that point. I just need one more Dahan. What if I play Cycles of Time and Tide to get the one more Dahan and just solve the land without Manifestation? Or plus damage? Oh man, that's a beautiful idea, isn't it? I like that idea. Add a Dahan. For every 2 Dahan, I destroy towns. So, like, that's super check mark. Strife the City. I mean, it kind of doesn't solve any ravages this turn. Hello, Matthias. Or Matthias. I guess it's Matthias. Is a German translation planned for this game? I do not know. Planned for the physical game? I don't know. For digital, I think translations are down the road a ways. Because, like, not only do you have to translate the cards, but you have to translate the tutorials and the help messages, and things have to be localized and stuff. It's not just word-to-word translations. This is range 1 again. Claim into G1 is what makes sense for next turn. Kind of brings me back to the whole, what am I playing? Devouring Teeth, because I don't actually have... I guess actually there's also these. I forgot that there's Keeper. Keeper exists, by the way, guys. We're gonna be doing Towering Wrath, right? I guess I could, with this growth option, I actually didn't need the wilds here, but like, it's either H3 or H1. Being an H1 means I could deal damage with Punish more easily. But I'm going to be doing Towering Wrath into H2. It's going to be doing 6 damage. With +3, it's 9, which also isn't really that good. Kills a city, town, and 2 explorers. But if I'm doing that, I only have 2 energy spare. I'm gonna click Miner. Destroy and explore? Whoa! Probably this one. It does stop the Blight in H8 if I gather to H6. Sun, fire, plant. I'll have the threshold for Punish. The problem is 2 damage sucks against England. Alright, where it is. I could get the 3-card plays. Is that meaningful? Towering Wrath plus Lure plus... It would have to be Sky Stretches. Not necessarily +1 energy. It could be Sacrosanct. Does that do anything? The only wilds are here, I guess. I could damage the town that I push in H6 in 2 different ways and kill it that way. Rather inefficiently. I could probably just save energy for next turn. And get to 3-card plays next turn. I get +1 range if I hit the plant one. Save the singleton. Oh, I have plus damage actually. How many plant suns? 2, so it's 4 damage. So if I lure this gonna be in H6, it does die. That's good to know. Or I could just kill the town that's in H1 or H3 that they're building, so I don't have to defend. I guess G8 is a problem, but I'm not equipped for that yet, so let's grow here. Alright, plus damage and defend. Alright. Only took like a million years for me to settle down. Rising interest in the island. Interest rates are on the rise. Your island is unlike any the banks have seen. Their leaders begin to raise interest rates. Plus damage is probably fine. We have things defended enough in our things. Only G5 is the one that we actually defended. Everything else. There's only like, you know, 4 blight this turn. Only 4 blight. Aided by air, we have 2 air, but we do have millions of energy everywhere. Add wilds to a land with Dahan is really good. I like that. Beast to a jungle without blight. Fear of invaders are present. That is gonna fizzle on board B. Well, I guess not. There's B8, but we don't get the fear. But we get fear here and there, so we do get a fear card at least, which is cool. Let's go ahead, weave lies. Figure this out. I mean, I don't have to reclaim if I keep enticing Splendor. I'd like Thunder Speaker to not have to reclaim. I would like Keeper to not have to reclaim, but that's like 10 energy I need to spend. Let's just go ahead and do the reclaim there. Go ahead and do the reclaim here. That's fine. And might as well do a discard here. Defend next turn is helpful. Sudden ambush is not really the greatest against Sweden. I need 4 more energy. Well, Keeper doesn't need as much energy next turn. You gain energy in your reclaim, so just spend all of your energy, it's fine. And then you can also pay the energy, and there we go. Beasts to a jungle, fear of invaders are present. Wilds to a land with Dahan. So basically, where does Keeper want this? Put it in places where I guess that would be most meaningful. This is gonna get blown up in a second. Each player moves an explorer from an inland land. Well, that is not very helpful against England. This is building. So we'll build after these build. Yeah, there's kind of not really any purpose. I'm gonna get rid of, I guess that guy's dying in a ravage. I say let's get rid of him, but no, he's dying in a ravage. He's dying in the ravage. There's just not really any meaningful spots here. Jungles. Well, that did a load of good. Now we have 2 damage left. Will be defended. Although, to be fair, it won't kill everything, but it's kind of impossible to have that single explorer be actually meaningful just because the neighboring lands are always going to have buildings. This is just literally like kill 2 explorers. Unless I have range there, which I don't. I could punish here to stop the city build, but that is going to kill a Dahan. So instead, I'm not. Spread those wilds. Since this is a reclaimed turn, I'm not going to be able to grow in here as easy. So let's go ahead and... Oh, I'm not actually pushing both out, so I'm not putting the thing in. It says range 3 as well, which is cool. Lots of cities are going to be built this turn, it looks like. And I ain't got the means to stop it all. I can just grow into a land and provide defend 2 with encompassing ward. That's a thought. I don't know. I don't know. Again, this is like knowing that's like so meaningless just because it kills explorers. I guess this kills 2 explorers. That's something. And then I don't know about this one. Just literally where do I want my presence to be? I'd like to be in each one, but I can't. I don't know again. The sequel. The unknowinging. I'm just gonna put it there. Try to keep my sacred sites all grouped together for maximum damage potential. So, Devouring Teeth could gain a power card and take off the energy track to gain fire instead of getting 3 card plays. Which means I would only need an animal to unlock Death Approaches. Which is kind of meaningless because it, again, only damages explorers. I'm not hitting the threshold on claim, but that's fine. I want the Ravage to happen. I'm just gonna click this and gain a minor. I don't really honestly care what it is. I honestly don't. I guess animal and earth is actually reasonable. Weirdly. Then again, damage. And this is plus damage. That kills a town. Only in a jungle or wetlands, but there will be jungles and wetlands. And it combos with my innate, although I won't have the innate, so never mind. So I shall. Keeper reclaims, places presence. In the land with wilds. I need a sacred site for voracious growth. I will have one because I'm putting one in G1. Plus, I can gather my presence. Well, but only if I don't have presence in Target Land. But still, I'll have one in G1. That's why I put the presence there. I was thinking of that, but thank you for the reminder. I appreciate it. There's a warning for B7. Still quite a few ravages, I guess. Oh no, but this strife, that's fine. That ravage is fine. That would be defended. So we could do wards. Encompassing ward on this. So I could just grow in there. Could also lure the unknown. Doing this to stop a city seems very reasonable. Stopping the city in H2. Or sorry, no, they're building sands, but it's jungles I'm more worried about. So stopping the city in H whatever. I want the Dawn out of there. Thunder Speaker, get the Dawn out of there! Also, you're growing. I can get to the reclaim 1. Does that do anything? Fire in the sky. Does mean I don't have to reclaim all next turn because I have 3 cards this turn and then 3 cards next turn. So I do want to do that then. I think I want to get my presence in H5. Just so I can gather them with Gather the Warriors most easily. I could try to do it with like range from B7, but I'll just go with the army. This unlocks the reclaim 1. Playing this one. This unlocks the Town Destroy. And I want another air so I can gather 3. Or I guess I could just do Voice of Thunder and like that's enough. I don't get the Call of the Dahan Ways this turn, but now that I have Reclaim 1, Next turn I can reclaim Cycles of Time and Tide and play Call of the Dahan Ways and get the 2 moons, and it's excellent. Either that or it's not excellent. I don't know which. Would I rather do Manifestation this turn though? Like it has the same purpose, but I can manifest H1 maybe? Get the 3, push 3, 6 damage in H1. Strike the city. There'll still be 2 explorers. I guess that's fine. But what this does do, if I get Dahan out of here, is I can actually do Towering Wrath into H5. Okay. Climb! I was hoping to fire on this guy over here, actually. I could just reclaim that, I guess, next turn. Okay. The only blight now is G8. How much damage is this? This is going to be 6 damage. But we also have Punish. So 8 damage. That's enough to kill everything in H5. Okay. I don't need to Strife the town or something. I want to Strife the city in B1, but it's not doing anything. So I guess I Strife the town in B4. And then I also Strife the city first? No, okay, well I clicked too fast. +1 damage when ravaging, alright. That's fine. Add disease, the jungle wetland with the most buildings. Alright, so actually I can do before. Alright, cool, before self. Yay! I guess technically they're building a city in H1. I don't want that city in H1. Fear card! Our fear game's been pretty bad this game. Should start picking up. Oh, that plus damage. And also Thunder Speaker's special rule. Oh no! Oh no! Thunder Speaker lost the presence to the Blight and also lost the presence because a Dahan died in the Ravage. It's fine. Either that or it's not fine. I'm not sure which yet. Okay. Now what? Uncle Ravage. This was killing the town in G6, and that's it. Kill the town in B8. Still have to deal with city. I guess I have like a lot that I have to deal with. Oh god. I'm definitely getting the guys out of here, and that's only with Gather, and I wanted to get them into H1, so I'm going to assume that I have enough defend for H1 one way or another. If I do Manifestation to kill a city and 2 explorers, then I do Furious Assault to kill a town. There's still a town and an explorer in there. But if I have Sky Stretches and I do Call of the Dahan Ways fast with the moon from Cycles of Time and Tide, then I convert the town to an explorer. Or sorry, convert this town to Dahan, and then there's just 1 explorer in there. Main problem with that is then B8 is like super screwed. In any case, I could just do this here, which is where that was going. That's solved. This land's also a problem. Damn, there's a lot of problems. I guess I'm reclaiming. I do not have energy for claim next turn now. And that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Game's hard. Okay. About spreading those wilds. Any use for there? 3 suns. I'm only pushing 1 explorer. Do have marked territory. And that would be my play. I guess no, I'm getting 3 energy if I want. Oh boy. I guess we have Lure to help out with H1. I don't necessarily need to reclaim Cycles of Time and Tide. Go away. I know I'm already in there. But with that wilds, I could do damage with Sacrosanct. Although it's not enough damage, so maybe that wasn't the wise play. Where do I want that presence to be? Probably just get out of G6. Honestly. Get out of G6. Has to be a land without presence. That one. So we can let G6 Blight. Or Blight this turn. So Mark Territory is going to push the Dahan out of G7. But I can get some Dahan back. I'm also playing Mark Territory, Enticing Splendor, and either Furious Might or Voracious Growth. Things could also be fast. Like if I take back Fire in the Sky for B8, What does that mean for this turn? Probably need energy. I need Sacred Site here. So if I strife the city, I can do Furious Assault fast to kill the town, and then the 8 is solved. So I'd have to play Sky Stretches for that. I'm getting the 4 plays, so I'm gonna take a minor here. Rights of the Land's Rejection! Honestly, not building is pretty good. The B2 build. Except I don't have Sacred Site range there. Although I will. I'll have Sacred Site probably here this turn. I mean, obviously Call of Bloodshed is really powerful for Thunder Speaker, but I clicked Keeper. But they are double building mountain, like coastal mountains are double building, so stopping the B2 build twice is really good. Problem is it doesn't stop any of the jungle mayhem, and we don't have an immediate solution for H1 still. You're not getting any power card, but you're reclaiming. This is range 0 presence. The only thing that cares about Sacred Site is Voracious Growth right now. So I'm just gonna go here. I'm playing those. If I play a fire animal, then I have plus damage here. So I'm doing 4 damage with that. There's a +3 floating around. So if I give the plus damage to Keeper, we could do enough damage to kill the town in H1. So the only blight is G6 now. I don't really have any other... I guess I do have potential damage here. Let's go into B1. Doesn't need to be a Sacred Site. I do need a Sacred Site here. Definitely want as many... Oh, and I wanted to play that one. So now I have 3 sun plants, so I'm doing 5 damage. Okay. So let's see if I got this straight. Defend. Stalhan push away. Gather. You can come along. Furious. Fire. Sacrosanct. You can go there. You have Lure, which exists. Rights is going there. Sky Stretches goes there. It's a Furious Assault here. And we're down to 1 blight. So is there any, like, hope of preventing builds? No, like, not at all. So I guess, is there any, like, coastal town that we can prevent, but no? Like, double build in G1 is happening. Double build in H3 is happening. But there's no, like, single explorer that's going to build a town that I could... Or, sorry, a single town that's building a city that I can gather the town out and stop the city that way. Okay. I don't want to gather into H5. I don't really want to gather into H3. Like, I'm trying to think about stopping H2 somehow, but it's kind of lost. Also a land without invaders, so it's really hard to find a good spot for that. And this is building because of G7. I don't know if there's a meaningful spot for this, so I might just skip it. Alright, there's nothing else here, right? Alright, the next one will ravage towns, do +1 damage. Does that screw me up? Beasts destroy explorers. Add Dahan to jungle or wetland with Dahan. It does nothing meaningful. It's 7 damage in there now, but it's still defended. Dahan to a jungle or wetland with Dahan. Singleton. Distraction. Alright, fear cards. Each player moves an explorer in a town from a land with beasts, or an explorer from a land adjacent to beasts. Interesting. Is there any place that... I mean, this stops the city here. Still builds a town, but that's not a city now. The 2 guys in G1, but that's still building. There's a town here I could remove. Probably just most meaningful to lower building counts as much as we can. Nothing else is meaningful, so just an explorer somewhere, I guess. Each player chooses a different land. In each, gather up to 2 Dahan, 1 damage if Dahan are present. 1 damage if Dahan are present. So that is 4, 7, 8 health here, but 6 damage in retaliation. So if I do this, I don't actually need to gather more than 1. But that is not enough to kill everything in that land. This is not defended, so don't gather in there. I could gather here. It is defended. For sure. And that would be it. We don't have Lead the Furious in the slow phase. We don't have the Manifestation in the slow phase. There's a Singleton here now. I can't gather him into B4 because he already selected B4. I think I made that a Singleton when I gathered to Dahan, didn't I? Whoops. I could have, like, comboed it, I guess. Like, moved Dahan from a different land to deal the 1 damage and to move it in, but I don't think it's that meaningful. If I can make sure that H2 is defended, I can gather a Dahan in here, but probably don't want to make a Singleton occur there. And if I have claim for next turn, I can put Dahan in G2 and that's fine. I guess the problem is like to have enough to like deal with all the problems. I don't know. It's 9 lands. 9 lands is a lot of lands. Why am I doing this? It's 4 damage. It already kills a city. Although there's like G1 and G2 cities, but let's just kill the Explorer. In any case, all right. Coastal. There are a lot of coastal problems right now. Also, building in the jungles before the coastal ravage is a problem. Maybe I should have gotten those Dahan out. You're also kind of facing a town problem, or a building problem. Like, pretty big building problem. G2 has 5 buildings. B3 has 4 buildings. H2 has 4 buildings. Alright, so this is 5 damage. You have plus range, right? So you could actually, like, Dahanwei's here if you wanted. Not necessarily meaningful. This is 4 damage. I don't have enough resources to deal with G1 and G2 is the problem. Oh dear. This is the beginning of the end. I can at least just get the Dahan out of G1, I suppose. We're definitely defending G2. Because I have plus range, I could just do this. Like, Thunderspeaker has plus range this turn. Is 4 Dahan enough in here? 4, 7, 10, 13, it's not. I need 7 Dahan. Oh my god. Oh my god. I also can only still push 1 Explorer with this power. This amazing power. And they're building sands. The other 2 push 2. The other 2 push 2. Voice of Thunder pushes 4. This converts a single Explorer. This pushes an Explorer out. So I guess we can combo that to get rid of 2 Explorers in a land if that were like remotely meaningful. All the coastal sands are bladed. Actually, that's H2 is not bladed. Oh no, it is, but those are bladed. The main problem is, for me to be able to afford claim next turn, I'm either taking this presence and not playing anything else, or I'm gaining energy and playing my hand. Although actually, 6, I would still need to take this, plus the energy, and play my hand, and I'm not sure that that does a whole lot. I can at least get the animal or earth off the presence placement, but seem that meaningful? Like, I would definitely most like to claim into G3, but I definitely need to deal with, I guess this is 4 buildings, this is 3 buildings. Let's not even think about the coastal jungle that's also building and then ravaging. I guess I want to get the Dahan out of H1 and let H1 Blake, because I just can't deal with that. So we are getting the Blake card. We do have a Fear card, but how meaningful is it? I don't know. Thunder Speaker is reclaiming. And if Keeper also reclaims, does that do a whole lot? You get to 5 and reclaim 1. I mean, we can just do that and gain a power card, but I feel like I probably want to reclaim it. Like Sky Stretches, I mean, I could just reclaim Sky Stretches. We could do Fire into Sky fast, or it is already fast. We could do like Manifestation fast into H2. I'll work on that. I don't know about B3. I feel like we're stretched too thin in this game. And this happens because they were building in every single land at every single time, despite my best efforts to isolate the inner lands. This is why games against England are a lot easier if you can get the inner lands isolated early, but we weren't so lucky this game. Okay. I can get a million Dahan into H2 if I gather 2 into H1 and then Voice of Thunder into H2. And then that way, that would be 6 Dahan with 2 presence. That's 12 damage on Manifestation. And there would still be a town. Oh my god. This Sands is at least the easiest to deal with, is what it seems like. I'll put the wilds here. Doesn't push the Explorer, but it's the only non-blighted Sands. So let's try to do that to get Keeper in there at least. I guess I can get 7 Dahan in here if I do this. So I shall. Alright, I have my Dahan army. I don't think Reclaim All is going to be that meaningful. Actually, let's do this first. My energy still sucks. Oh, the Isolation is cheap elements. Purifying Flame is cheap elements. We're definitely playing Manifestation fast. I mean, I guess, like, hypothetically, if we can just get a defend for each two, that would work. Like, I can try to get a major power. One of the ones that are Dahan related. Like, Trees and Stones would be way enough. Vigor of the Breaking Dawn would be way enough. What do I want? I have 3 cards that have fire on them. I don't think I need that much fire. I'm gonna take Call to Isolation. And let's go ahead and get a major. Rapid Wings. Blazing Renewal, except this is England, so we get, like, not enough damage to kill buildings that way. Defend 5. It's like not enough. I guess I defend H1. Range 0. I mean, this does move and like get elements. Yeah, it's definitely a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm getting rid of sudden ambush. It sucks. I can't play both of those. So I'm gonna do this one. Don't think I need Fire in the Sky anymore. Although I will have plus range, so I could do Fire in the Sky to strife a coastal city if I can somehow defend it some other way. I could do Cycles of Time and Tide to remove a blight from a coastal land. That's something. That way we don't have 2 cascades. 3 cascades? We won't have 3 cascades, we'll only have 2? Definitely would like to play an animal card so I can unlock Gather the Warriors. But if I play Cycles of Time and Tide, I don't get that animal. So the question is, does Fire in the Sky actually give us enough? I have to play Sky Stretches on Keeper. I don't think I have enough defend. Like, I don't. I can't do enough damage fast to stop the blight, even if this is striped. Indomitable Claim is going into G2. Like, either G2 or G1, really. There's no reason to go into G3, even if it's a Blighted Sands that's cascading, because I'm losing Dahan in G1 and G2. I'm definitely doing that. So I've decided. I want an animal. I strife the city and I do Words of Warning. That's still not enough for G3, like, at all. mean, what I could do... Actually, I don't think I have a way to do this. Get a keeper presence in a way to push Dahan from, like, E8 into G3 to get Dahan in there, and then I can set an ambush in there. But, like, I don't have wilds in there. I guess I could have. I've already looked at power cards, so I can't go back to the slow pace. So that's gone. I probably want to play Encompassing Ward just to have B1 defended, because, like, I'm in there. It's something. I'm just gonna reclaim all. Place this presence. I'm assuming 5 cards is gonna do something meaningful, but it's probably not. I want that one. That one. Anything else? Turn sucks. I could somehow get a Dahan into G3. I guess that gets a Dahan into G3. Because what I could then do, I can get a town out of it. Like if I do this, is that remotely enough? Strife the city, gather a town out, defend 3, town explorer. There's still 2 explorers in there. Yeah. But if I were to do Encompassing Ward on Thunder Speaker, it would be enough. I just have to sacrifice B1. I guess I can accept that. I guess. I thought this was highlighted for a second. Kind of looked like it was. Maybe I was looking at this. I have another card play here for some reason. Okay. We do have 2 fear cards that could help. But we're still getting a cascade in like B3. There's no way to stop that at all. Ain't no way. Ah, it shrunk. After advancing invader cards, perform a build step for 1 terrain not shown under any invader action. Yay! Beasts deal damage. It's never gonna destroy buildings. Add Dahan to a mountains or sands with Dahan. Okay. Oh, this actually is gonna do something. Never mind. You're dead. I lied. You're not destroying that. I guess I could have maybe thought about whether... Actually, this is defended. No. Well, it was always defended. Oh, this is... Sorry, we're adding Dahan. Okay. Might as well add it to the singleton. I mean, that's the only valid option there anyway. Mountains or sands with Dahan. Like, it's just order. Each player may push up to 3 explorers or towns from an inland land. Okay. Okay. Well, it's inland, so it actually sucks for the Ravage. Okay. Does it actually stop some visibility to something? Nope, not at all. That scene that already has a thing. Yeah, all this is trash. But what's in here right now? A town and 3 explorers, so 5. Can't really get anything more in there. Okay. But this is defended, so I could push one of those in there. It is defended too. It is actually enough, yeah, and we know there's no more events, so we can just do that. That's fine. Minimize the pain in here. This is defended, but it's not. I definitely don't want to put more buildings in there is the thing. I want more buildings in here as well. And Netlands is probably super bad. Yeah, everything is just seen. There's a way to stop the visibilities. All I can do is just get stuff out of. I mean, and they're gonna also build in something that's not on one of these guards, so it's like kind of meaningless to try to think about that as well. The next Ravage is Sands, but like I just can't vacate the Sands fast enough. I guess I can get the city out of there. Or stop the city from there. Outward. Just minimize the pain here. Okay. Second fear card. Gather and explore a town into a coastal land. Defend 2 in all coastal lands. That is helpful. This still blights though. Does this defend 2? So I can actually gather this town that I just pushed in there. Can't do that much more. I guess I'm gonna get this guy in there. They still build. But it's not a city. I can stop the blight here. Oh, it is stopped actually. It's defended. Because this is a problem, let's get one of those guys out then. That's less London-y. So this is defend 2'd. 4 Dahan, dealing 8 damage. But yeah, there's enough stuff in there, enough crap that it's still gonna be a thing. Plus it's building, so we don't want really for there to be stuff there anyway. And this is still blading. If I remove a town, 3, 4, 5 damage versus -2 is 3. I could survive. I could keep a Dahan alive if I move it out, but I don't really want to move it into G2. And that's the only option, so I'm not doing that. Oh, this is blighting, by the way. And that's my sacred site! How dare you! If I were to get this town out... it wouldn't blight. They didn't screw it up, right? That's not blighting. It says it is, but it doesn't have the defend 2 and coastal land effect yet, so that's fine. So this is not blighting, this is not blighting, this is blighting, but it was basically always blighting. I guess if we could somehow remove the town, it wouldn't blight, but yeah, there's just, it's lost. I can't stop all that. Any other meaningful decision here? I don't think so. I'm gonna skip. And here is where we blight the island. So let's do the ravages that are solved. You're still shrunk. That's a blade. It's not a blade. And now the remaining options are all blades. Okay, so which one would we want to have go off? I think there's one that says on each board remove a town, but it's not going to be enough to defend anywhere. There's tipping point that says immediately destroy 3 presents. I'm gonna click this one. It's a classic one. At the start of each invader phase, each spirit forgets a power or destroys one of their presents. It's a classic. Okay. Well, we survived the blight card. We got wetlands now. So we got London to think about. One's kind of not doing anything right now. And we're building either jungle or mountains. If I click mountains, they're building there. If I click jungle, they're building there. Plus this is coastal. But I'm gonna click this one. Okay. We survived. I got 4 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage. This only affects jungle wetlands. So probably just right here. And then I do this. That land is salt. And then this kills the city. Might not have wanted to kill that town. I probably could have just led the Furious, but we do have gather 3, push 3, so I could do that in the G5. B3 is still a serious problem. I can't really do a frickin' thing about that. Punish. I'm not in any sands right now. Really, the best Towering Wrath would be there, and that's kind of not what I want. Wetlands. Not really meaningful. Not enough sacred sites there. I would just, like, this is the most effective. It's right here, and that's the most nonsense land. Also, they're building here. Do have Rapid Wings. So I have that going for me, which is nice. This is building. Did I say that already? This is building, and then Ravage. Stage 3, so no more escalations. Gosh. Iron Teeth is reclaiming. And that provides a defend somewhere. If I were to get Sky Stretches on Keeper to get claim onto, or sorry, to give range on Devouring Teeth, we could have range to H3 and get defend 20 in there against 15 damage, so it's pretty good. I'm just gonna do Towering Wrath here just because it's not a land that matters, but it's like the only one that does significant. I'm also kind of in there, but I could do Punish here. This is 5 damage. So it's kind of overkill, but only slightly because this is 4 health worth of invaders. Because they are building wetlands, after all. Coastal and then wetlands, so it's a double build. This can be defended, but let's just do... That got resized. And this Dahan is now in the ocean. This Dahan's drowning! Oh no! Alright, 1 fear away from no cities. Or sorry, 12 fear. 1 fear card away from no cities. I can play this for damage. Or damage. If it's in a land that already has a wilds. Guess that like does enough to stop that ravage so it's meaningful. Okay. You're gonna have millions of energy this turn. Major? Instruments of their own ruin! On the other hand, sea monsters. Also cast down. Let's just get rid of a board. Because I can totally do that. That was a slight joke, but I might be able to be very close to that. I have 1, 2, 3 water. I need 4. Also, I need energy, and I don't have energy. Fire and Flood, maybe? I don't have fire. I like instruments, though. It's one of my favorite powers. And it combos with Fire in the Sky, which we can also reclaim. So, like, we can strife the 2 cities in B3. Although Thunder Speaker probably doesn't have range, but if I reclaim the thing, maybe? I don't know. I'm taking that. And you can't stop me. There's kind of never going to be another land with no invaders for the rest of this game. I think it's become past the point of viability. I'm going to grow here. And then I'm going to grow here. And I'm gonna reclaim this and see what this does. What it does is jack all. I can do 2 damage across target land and one of my lands. This doesn't have to be Sky Stretches though. There They're also building in G3 and then ravaging. That's rude. That's so rude. That's so Raven. Wrong game. Wrong TV show. Wrong genre. But bam. I'm just assuming I'm playing. Oh yeah, I'm playing it in B3, and I need the range. So Sky Stretches is going here anyway. Yeah, none of the sands are not blighted, other than H8. So like, Enticing Splendor is not to play, but if I'm not playing Enticing Splendor, then I'm not playing Mark Territory. I'm playing these two powers, so let's see what that does for me. I do have make a slow power fast on Devouring Teeth. What does that do? I mean, this build is happening and then they're ravaging, so I have to have that defended in some capacity. I guess I don't necessarily need to do instruments in B3. Because that's just going to be defended with Indomitable Claim. It'd be nice to get Dahan in B3. I don't really have a means of doing that. I could do Rapid Wings, but it's probably best suited for H2. In case you're doing this for sure, because energy is a problem. Can I do 4 plays? Let's say yes. Playing that. And then what else? If you can play 4 air cards, then we have things going fast. Main issue is the coastal sands that are building and then ravaging. So I have to be able to defend those. So like if I claim in the B3, I can't really defend all of them though with this setup. Is there any whose build can be prevented? The answer is no. Because this is defend 5, this is defend 20, and then we have no other defend cards. If I reclaimed Words of Warning instead of Fire in the Sky, then my instruments is less good, but like I don't need instruments to be good this turn per se. Also, it's kind of hard for it to be good. This is really good against Sweden because they have plus damage. This is really bad against England because they have plus health. Maybe that wasn't the choice to take. Let's take a second glance here. The other options were what? These? No, these. Of these, I would probably take sea monsters over the rest. I don't really have animals. On the other hand, it's sea monsters. But if I do that, I don't have energy to play all my cards. In fact, all these cards are really expensive, so I don't have energy to play my hand, but I mean, I also am almost capped on growth anyway. That's fine. I'll keep that. Let's undo that. Take words of warning. I don't get the fire. But we can throw the defend into G3. Do I have range there? Not currently. Well, I mean, I could just wrap in wings, but I need to defend things carefully. Wrapping wings is basically just gonna be used where it is, I feel like. Because that already kills the city and the town, and it defends, so that's fine. So I need to defend G3 somehow, which I currently can't, but I have Gather Fast, so I can move my Dahan a little more easily. But Sky Stretches here, Flame here. And I have things that can be fast if I want them to be fast. I might not want them to be fast. Plus damage also. I guess plus damage here, interestingly. Is there anything else that's strifed? Not really. Sacrosanct here. I mean, the easiest way for me to get range is to just do Call to Isolation here. To push one Dahan. Just one. And then I can defend. Yay. I don't need more Dahan. I have the threshold on this. I can use this to gather. I could have gathered. Well, actually, no, I didn't have range there. I guess. Well. I mean, wetlands is a thing, so let's gather into there. I want to leave those there. Yeah, go with the army. Do I need to move any? I do. Okay. Okay. I have this fast still. I made it fast, and now I don't know what I need it for, but I guess I don't need Voice of Thunder. But, I mean, I don't think I really need the rest right now. Okay. Plus damage here. 3 damage kills the town, 4 damage kills the city. They're gonna build a city in millions of wetlandses. Oh, this one's ravaging too, isn't it? I was only focusing on the coastal ones. This is ravaging too, and I can solve that one. Yay! All right, we are at 0 blight. Success. I guess I could remove a blight with this instead of doing damage. Is there a wetlands that I can reach? No. Coastal jungle there. I can do damage there. It is a London. I guess I don't have to do it now, though. But I want to wait on this for the slow phase anyway. I mean, I could try to combo stuff, I guess. I don't have to do it there, it's fine. I'm just thinking about using it for no reason. I don't need to use that. There's nothing left here. Alright, let's just... Wait, hold on. Do I want to do this to get Dahan to retaliate? Like here? Gather 4, push 4? Oh, I don't have range. That sucks. Sure would be nice if I had range. Don't have range here either. All those sands is that I would like to have Dahan in, and I don't have range. Okay. I'll wait. Destroy. Destroy. You don't really have that many presences on the island. Destroy. Alright. Terrible drought. Hey, that puts presents. Or energy aided by water. We have 3 water. Don't have much energy. We'd have to forget water cards. Can't forget encompassing ward, that's for sure. I definitely want those presences. Do I? Keepers probably doesn't need that presence. It's gonna get it anyway. Thunder Speaker is okay with that. You're almost capped. Do I let the land wither? It will add blight to sands, which is 5 blight at worst. Which is bad. Actually, is it more? No, we do have cascade targets. Thing is, buildings have -1 health. Is the minus health useful? I mean, it means that the 4 damage here could kill 2 towns. The 3 damage here kills a city, which is like 1 extra building than normal. We have Punish that deals 2 damage, that actually kills a town now. But no, it doesn't really do that much. We'll ease the drought. Alright, we need 9 energy. Need 9 energy. Spend 1, discard, discard. That's 4. And then I can forget encompassing ward. I have no idea how Thunder Speaker is going to have energy for next turn. Let's worry about that later. Also, Keeper's not even getting a presence. But that's fine, because Keeper will add a presence next turn by Keeper's own growth. Because even on turns that Keeper reclaims, Keeper gets to place a presence. You have any need for sacred sites? Yeah, kind of. Oh, but land with Dahan. Okay. Triple stacks, I guess. Also, I didn't read the rest of this. Beasts deal 2 damage. Hey, that would have meant the minus health did something. That was another thing that the minus health would have done. It would have done stuff, but it's fine. Maybe I want to actually damage the city somewhere, because this... I have sacred site range there. I do. Go back. I'm going to assume that I'm going to kill a city somewhere. Explore does not affect coastal lands. Lands with disease are not a source of invaders when exploring. Okay. Lands with Dahan have defend 1 plus defend 1 per Dahan. Okay. That kind of means that all my means of defending those coastal sands are moot. Don't you love it when we build 5 cities? 6 cities? I didn't see that, Tom. Don't you love it when we build 6 cities? Also, we are currently facing a loss if I don't do anything about this land, because that's... holy shit, really bad. It has 6 buildings and they're building 2. Holy shit, is that bad? Holy shit. Alright, well. It's okay, because I'll just manifest in their next turn. Oh wait, I only have 1 energy. I only have 1 energy. It's okay, I can just put Dawn in there and they can defend the Ravage. That's only wetlands. Oh, man. It's okay, I could just punish in there. No, I don't. Okay. It's okay, I could just wrap in wings. No, I can't. I mean, definitely this, right? It's mainly plus energy. Find a minor power that deals millions of damage is my thought. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to use Fire in the Sky plus instruments, and that will kill 2 towns, and then we stay alive. Okay? Okay. Oh my god. I'm not in a good position right now. These elements suck. I'm taking this one because of the defend card. I do have, like, damage here. That kills a city. I can't hit that. I'll kill a city. I mean, wetlands is a threat. But also, buildings are a threat. I mean, I'm lost in a million different ways. I can kill that city. Oh, I have plus damage still. That's 6 damage is not enough, actually. Oh, but I have it split across multiple lands. Which means jack all. Wait, no, it does do something, sort of. I killed 2 cities. I mean, I can win the game if there are no cities on the island. How many cities do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a million? Okay. Alright, I'll remove the blight there. That can blight now. It's fine. It's fine. Really wish this was ravaging, because I could very easily have this defended, and that solves that. This is also a threat. There's 5 buildings in there. This is also a threat. There's 4 buildings. Well, they're not building next round. Yeah, I'm only 60 fear away from winning. Okay, let's think. We do have, like, defend 9 in here. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, defend 9. That's a lot. A whole lot of nothing. I couldn't get an explorer out. Yay, we did something. Now I can get this setup to have millions of Dahan. I want to get closer to here, though. This Dahan army needs to get closer to here. I mean, they are double building there as well. So maybe I shouldn't really move all my Dahan over. But this is also a threat. This is gather 5? Whoa. Wow. Okay. Now what? What if I don't reclaim? That's like a bad idea, right? But I could gain +4 energy and take manifestations. Do I have enough plays? I do have like 2 free cards. I can play 2 cards that cost 1 energy, and maybe that does something. I did want Fire in the Sky anyway. Alright, I will reclaim. It's definitely not a major. My energy sucks so bad. These cards suck so bad. I have the elements for Rapid Wings very easily, right? Like I have innate sun, air, not animal as much. But I want defend 5 at range 1. It is free. I'll click it, it's free. I will gain another one. Oh look, a card that doesn't kill towns. Oh look, a card that kills Dahan. This adds strife. I take it because it adds strife and we have a thing that wants strife, so. Okay. Where does that put me on things? Who the heck knows? You're also gaining a power. We're gonna be at 7 energy. I'm gonna make it minor though. Gift of Constancy or Elemental Boon. Is there overlap? Fires? And that's it. That does mean we can sometimes hit, like, I guess we don't really like that elemental threshold so much. Hey, look, it's a good Thunder Speaker card. Don't you love it when that happens? This gives fire and animal, which are the things we need a lot of. However, it doesn't deal damage. Then again, none of these do. None of these deal damage. I actually hit the bottom innate if I take Swarming Wasps, though. It's impossible to know. Oh, I do. I did hit the bottom. Alright, we have damage. I mean, the board is scary, but our spirits are pretty close to maxed out, so, like, that's something. Even Keeper, when he's maxed out, still has exciting growth options because he can always reclaim, gain energy, gain power card every turn. Or he could gain 2 power cards in the turn if he wants, and move a presence around, I suppose. Just needed the Sacred Site, right? So I should probably keep my Sacred Site. I'm doing this somewhere. I could stop. Ooh, I could stop this Sands build. You know how I was so worried about this having like millions of buildings? And I was like, oh, we're gonna lose the game because this is buildings. I could just say, don't build. Turns out, don't build is a really powerful mechanic. Alright, let's just play like plant sun cards. Because now I can deal 4 + 2 is 6 damage across 2 different lands. Did I need Sky Stretches this turn? I don't remember. I guess Sky Stretches was so I could do this. Or one of these things, this one. I'll play that one because it has a moon on it. Or that, since I played a moon. Also, I probably wanted to do the one that was range, or defend at range. Do I have a sun fire card? Oh, I have Fire in the Sky, which I wanted to play anyway. Aha! Did I want to play Sky Stretches though? Sacrosanct isn't really doing anything. Adds a Wilds, I suppose, but Wilds is bad right now. I'll do that one, so I can't do damage split across multiple lands. Womp womp. But that way I can strive, like, so many things in here. Okay. I don't know where that puts me. 5, 7, 8. Can I defend that? Probably not. Let's just gather Dahan back. Come back! Stonks. Can't see which one is striped right now. Alright, the town's doing 2, but I can combo with the city to deal 4, but I probably just want to, let's just kill the things that are strifed. Like, that's the smart way of doing it, right? And then don't build. So there's only one non-strifed explorer in there. All right. I guess I'm defending something. I guess I'm defending something. I guess there's like blights happening, you know? I guess. Oh, let's... Oh, I don't really... This is... Wait. Range 1. I guess I can defend it. Okay. My presents. My presents. I have a super stack. I just realized that would have been a good candidate. My presents. Ooh. I mean, we can stop 5 blights, and in exchange, place 3 blights. Or no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Teach is the one that stops blights. Spurn is 3 more blights, and then we still get the 5 blights, because screw you. I mean, just teach. I mean, the spurning is fun and all, but like... kind of dangerous. Just teach. So add a town to a land with Dahan. Next normal ravage becomes a build, so that's like fine. That's like fine. I mean, I guess there's gonna be that don't click that. Don't click that. Don't click that. Don't click that one. That one's fine. And then I guess this one was forced. Where did it go? H2, I guess. 2 boards add disease to a land with Dahan and invaders. There's like millions of Dahan there. And that one. Fear card. Each player removes an explorer or a town from any land. Just gonna remove 2 from here. It's kind of just to make sure London is less London. And also this, because they're building there now. All right. Let's now add millions of buildings to the board. And now we do the explorer. So now that the island can't be seen beneath all of the invaders. I mean, the state of the board right now is how the board looks when you lose the game, right? Like when you lose the game and the animations add a lot of towns and explorers and cities to the island. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you lose the game. I mean, we haven't lost yet, but this is what it looks like when you're losing the game. All right. 3 Dahan. Yeah, kills a city and an explorer. Wonderful. All right, you go there because you want the energy, and you're just gonna keep clicking minor powers the rest of your life. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Except these all suck. These are all super bad. I'll click drift down because it's free. Towering Wrath. It's 6 damage here. I mean, Jungle Sands Ravage, I guess. There's only like every single land in the game is a problem. I'm only adding like 18 Blight next round, you know. There's only like 51 fear to win the game. Like, this one is solved. This one is almost solved. Mm-hmm. We'll have, what, 5 damage? Oh, I thought I had the threshold. I don't, actually. Okay. Doesn't really matter. I can now do Sacrosanct Martyr in H8. Kill me. Yay, that one solved. The other 3 push 2. Are we losing to any wetland double builds? I don't think so. We're gonna be at 6 buildings. That's fine. 6 buildings is fine. We're losing to Jungle Sands Ravage now. Only 15 blight. Very manageable. It is super manageable. Major. I am in wetlands. There's too many lands with blight for Tigris hunting to really be a consideration. It's probably just cleansing floods. Can I even hit the 4 water though? No. So why did I click cleansing floods then? Because it made sense at the time. I can hit this one very easily then. Okay, I'll do that one. It is the upgrade of regrow. That whole beans, you do that. This is a reposition, so I can actually move this wherever I want it to, as long as it's on my presence. Probably defend. Probably defend. Assuming there's a place for that. Probably that one as well. Those are all my cards. Okay. What about you? Energy. Always be energy. And go with a Dahan army somewhere, such as that one. Okay. All right. That one probably. That one probably. That one probably, because it's a Jungle Sands Ravage. It's perfect. It's everything I wanted in life. I can also reclaim one of these. Probably that one. There's always be fire in the skying. Okay. Where does that put us? I don't know. We can stop a double wetland build if it has Dahan, such as this one. Don't have range. It sucks. If only there was a way for me to get range. Am I sky stretching myself? I guess I am. I now have range. How much more fear do I need? I need 35 fear. I think I misspoke when I said 51. Oh, I think I was right. It was 4 fear cards plus 3 more, so it was 51. But now it's 2 fear cards, 24 plus 11 more is 35. I think I misspoke earlier when I said 30 something. I don't even know what numbers. All I'm doing is clicking cards, honestly. I'm just clicking cards until eventually something happens. That's kind of where we're at life. All right, accelerated rot solves a jungle somewhere, probably. It's only 9 damage, which only is a weird word, but yeah, it doesn't kill many things. But like, very close. Do I have the plus damage? I do though. It is now only 12 damage, which is still not enough for A1. Fantastic. But is enough for this one. I'm mostly at the point of I have the bestest cards and choices available at this point, and I'm probably either winning or dying. Time to figure out which by doing the same thing. Yeah. We could sit down and consider whether this is a winning position or a losing position, or we could just go through the motions and let the cards fall. We're probably winning though. Like, it feels like it's hard to lose. The way we lose is to just let the ravage happen. We're not losing to buildings. Unless the event card adds buildings in a bad spot. We're currently losing to the blight from the ravage, but we're solving that slowly. Trying to figure out the best claim spot. Because there's not really that many. I guess claim G7. Yeah. Stay. Oh, but you're now skipping all invader actions. I don't think that's any better. Somehow I accidentally hit the threshold on that. I didn't want that. I do actually, I mean, they still kill the city, but it's less fear. Okay, I do want them to do the thing then. Like, we're at the point where killing all the cities is impossible, so we're just gonna get fear victory. And that's fine. Trap and Wings is only defend 5. But we could combo that with Drift Down to like... We also have the Fire in the Sky and Instruments combo, which kind of solves B5. I don't have range there on Thunder Speaker right now. We have these fast also. They don't kill cities. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, but I did that wrong. Does Thunder Speaker even have range there? No. They have range there. But Keeper doesn't. I guess we do have to carefully consider where Instruments is gonna be going, because there's not too many lands that have an overlap between Keeper range and Thunder Speaker range, but we can fix that with Gather or with Rapid Wings. Honestly, probably don't even do the Instruments thing and just get Rapid Wings into B5 and then Fire in the Sky the city. Oh, but I don't have to Gather. What? I don't have to Gather? Oh, that's exceptionally rude. Probably still should have done something. Defend that. I guess I could put Dawn in there with Enticing Splendor. Stay there. Go there. All I want to do is to resolve that one. I guess also that one's a threat. Eh. Also, we have a bunch of terror level 3 cards. So I'm not that concerned. This is not blading anymore, is it? No. Alright, so what lands are still blading that I can see? I'm just gonna play Sacrosanct and then I didn't. Oh well. I mean, like, I guess that one can happen, it's fine. I'm gonna strife that with instruments. That seems helpful. That seems super helpful. You have any visibility to jungle or sands is that I can do stuff in? The answer is no. Alright, fear then. And I want to keep these slow, I think. At this point. It's aight. On each board, add blight to a land with or adjacent to buildings. Prevent this by destroying 2 presents from each board to be protected. I know you still have enough blight, but we do have to be mindful of cascades somewhere, I suppose. On each land, choose a land with disease, and that land do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. Disease is non-existent. During Ravage in every land, defend 1 per Dahan in the land. Not the right place for that. Okay. In each land with buildings, destroy all explorers and destroy a town per city. London is eating itself. Is this what the London riots are? Like, that fear card generated its own fear card. Each player chooses a different land, and each remove up to 2 health worth of invaders per presence. I mean, we just win by the Ravage, so I don't know what I'm thinking. Turns out that level 3 fear effects are really good. Each player adds Strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders, then each invader with Strife deals damage to other invaders in its land. We have Instruments of Their Own Ruin, the Fear card. Cool beans. GG. I think we just win with this because the city's, I guess maybe not. Well, okay, now it does. Why is this a choose for me? I can't do 4 damage to the city. There have to be different buildings. All right. Well, I think we can say I was winning. No worries, Seamus. It's all good. The invaders' morale has been broken through sheer terror. They flee the island as quickly as possible. 64 points, 10 for victory, 45 for difficulty 9, 6 for the 3 remaining invader cards, 7 for the 22 surviving Dahan, -4 for the 14 blight. Yeah, that kind of wrapped up quickly. I was more expecting to have to go through one more invader phase, at least the Ravage, but I don't think we were going to get enough fear off that Ravage. But we weren't losing to the city, or to the wetland builds anyway. But definitely the cities destroying a town per city was like great, especially against England, where it's like, oh hey, they're building in every land, and now we have like 3 cities and 3 towns in every land. But that was pretty sick. I was a bit worried in the middle of, I think in the coastal phase, the coastal build with all this blighted coastal sands that were ravaging, but after we got past that, I was pretty comfortable. This was definitely a harder England game. I think we did England 5 either last week or 2 weeks ago, or some sort of upper level England game. And that one was actually really easy because we ended up getting the inner lands cleared, so there was less to focus on. Like, the major difficulty with England is the fact that builds will basically happen everywhere. But if you make it so they don't happen everywhere, then you have a much easier time. And this is generally true, although you do have to balance the fear. Like, if you're struggling to win Spear Island, my best advice is to prevent builds as much as you can. Don't worry about ravages, especially in lands that don't have things in them. Like, if there's Dahan that are dying, then that is a priority. If there's nothing in the land, especially no blight, no Dahan, then you can let the ravage happen early on. But if you can prevent a build, it's going to, for lack of a better term, cascade. It's going to cascade in a positive way. Because, like, if you prevent the build, then you've also solved the ravage. And if you prevent multiple builds and get rid of towns and cities in the inner lands, then they will also fail to explore the inner lands, which means that you'll also have prevented the builds in the inner lands, which means you'll have also prevented the ravages in the inner lands. That didn't happen in this game, and that's why this game was harder. And that's kind of what upper level adversaries try to do, is to stop you from preventing builds and therefore preventing ravages. And London does it exceptionally well because builds will still happen in empty lands. France does it differently, where builds will happen because they'll have more explorers and therefore you can't deal with the single, like, a power that gathers a single explorer is less effective against France because there's still an extra explorer in that land. And Sweden kind of mitigates it by having them convert Dahan into towns if they explore into a land that has not enough Dahan, so they'll convert forces and start planting seeds that way. They'll also deal more damage, so you can't defend as easily against the ravages. And Brandenburg Prussia solves the problem by making the game too short. It's like, hey, I'm gonna get rid of all the stage 1 cards. Good luck! And especially Brandenburg Prussia 6, where it's like, your setup explorer is a stage 3 card! Oh my god! But yeah, all the adversaries are kind of geared towards the idea of you can't solve the game that easily. Anyway, I'm rambling. There's definitely not going to be a second game today because that was a 3-hour England 5 game and my mind is fried. So I'm gonna call it. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your stay. This was Spirit Island Sundays. That plays every Sunday on Spirit Islands or something like that. Be sure to check out the other streams they have on this channel. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphins Dive with yours truly. Every Friday at 4 p.m. is Lock of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. And then Sunday at 1 p.m. is the next Spirit Island Sundays. Handelabra products include Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, Spirit Island, Sentinels of Earth Prime, and Horizons of Spirit Island, all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. One Deck Dungeon is also available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy is in active development. Follow us at twitch.tv/Handelabra Games for the live streams, or follow us on YouTube at Handelabra for the VODs. Follow me at twitch.tv/LogicDolphin if you would like to watch my personal streams. But until next week, it's been fun. Have a good night, everyone.